relatively easy for yellow to hit. This is Rick Bilal of Chesapeake Curling Club in the house. And he should be able to hit this rack just on the inside of the nose.
But that 10 o'clock game is good. It's a
and roll the shooter either in front of the yellow one or, better yet,
at 10:15. And that would be a
hit it.
perfect one because we should like send an email to the Plainfield Curling Club
Hit
and
it
say,
pretty and roll over.
oh, sure. Sure, yeah.
Rick's rock has not come as far over as they would have liked.
Wow, look at that little bar sign.
Has driven the red into the yellow, so yellow lies 1. Red is second shot at the moment. Yellow is third, and red has a biter hanging on for 4th shot. All of this in the back 12, where it's not likely to be particularly useful. 8 a.m. is a difficult time to have a game, of course. Everybody out here is pretty tired. But it was unavoidable when there were 37 teams, and we're glad to have so many teams. You've got to have some games first thing in the morning on Saturday, and unfortunately, some of those, or possibly all of them, are going to be loser-out games.
Yeah, that's right. This one is a loser-out game.
Red has just made a pretty decent hit on Yellow's rock. They lost one of their red ones in the back, and also appear to have lost the shooter. But red is lying shot, and yellow is second shot pretty well frozen on that red biter that is still just hanging on in the back.
So these are, this is the 2 teams, this is where they're from, and yellow, red.
Here comes
Hey.
the yellow rock
How are you? Good.
trying, I'm not sure
We
what
are
the
up and
call was,
running
trying
with
to
the
draw down
technology.
to the red rock or possibly drive it back. But in any case, it has overcurled and come heavy, gone directly through the house. It's sitting on the back line where it could be a trip hazard, but not much else. Jason, should we trade places? Or should we trade headsets?
Whichever you prefer.
I prefer trading headsets.
All right. Wow.
And that's gonna be really loud if you speak in a normal voice really close to it. It's gonna be distorty and poppy.
Okay.
So,
You put this. You put.
You don't really have to hear anything.
Right.
well, there is nothing to hear. That's true.
Yeah.
So
you just set it down and then point the mic.
Okay,
can we do that?
we have
Will it pick it up?
accomplished a little
Excellent.
audio switcheroo.
If you have any viewers, you can ask them. Can you hear how well can you hear?
It has been suggested that we ask viewers how well they can hear, but I don't really think anybody's listening
All right,
to
we're
us right now.
trying
I
to
see that
set
there are
up
12
with
viewers,
the-
but when we said, can anyone hear the audio, nobody responded. So we'll never know. On sheet B, we have Team Burns throwing red
Hello.
against
Hello.
Team
Testing 1 2 3.
Fitzgerald throwing yellow. Red stole 1 in the first. But yellow is putting together a decent end in the second. On sheet C, we have the Fantastic Four of Potomac Curling Club against Team Kasab of Utica. Fantastic Four throwing red and Kasab throwing yellow. Yellow
Hear me now.
stole 1 in the first and has got a pretty clean house and doing okay in the second. They've just made a nice hit on the right side of a red rock and rolled what they thought was behind a guard, but in fact they've come out the other side and left an open hit between 2
Hello,
long
hello.
guards on
Testing
the
1 2
left
3.
side. If anybody can hear Jason, we would love it if you would say so, because he keeps saying hello, hello, toasting. And of course he's not going to hear his own voice until 10 seconds
I
later.
can now. I can hear myself, and the headset can remain on the table, which is a much better place for it.
Fantastic.
That makes me happy.
It turns out that the next thing we'll have to do is look into investing in a whole bunch of audio equipment so that we can equalize the voices. Oh, nice shot by red on sheet B. They've tapped back a yellow rock and are sitting in front of a pocket of yellows in a place where if yellow wishes to get them out, they'll have to hit them pretty thin, probably lose the shooter over the top. But yellow will still, I believe, be lying 3 when they're done, if they think they can get there. Probably just 2. I think that's not actually a yellow biter in the back. A flash on sheet A from Chesapeake. That's disappointing. The ice has been quite keen this weekend, I've heard.
Really?
Yes, and so draw weight's very good, but nobody's been able to get a handle on draw weight. All the games I've been watching, draw weight has been very difficult. I've seen more draws sail through these houses.
You would think with the higher temperatures that we've had that the ice would be slower than normal, but...
Yeah. Apparently the first 2 ends last night were, as usual, a little slower than normal, and then it keened up in the third. That's normally what we expect around here. But in general, the games I've been watching and what I've heard from the players has had things to say about...
Or Ava. Ice. Okay.
The ice being faster than usual, which, of course, is a tribute to Mr. Ken Ray. Now, on sheet C, yellow has just thrown a pretty nice shot, but rolled out. So red, Fantastic Four, is trying to draw behind, trying to draw in. Yellow has just made the shot on sheet B and hit for 3.
Go for a guard.
And here's sheet A, our featured game, where the guard came in, but a little ways over to the corner, a little bit not quite where she wanted it. So Magic Jones can still, with relative ease, come down and punch that red shot rock back for 2. I'm not sure why they're thinking about it so hard.
I was wondering if that other yellow stone was in.
It doesn't appear to be. It's hanging out on the back line, but not on the rings.
They appear to be discussing what's the right ice for the hit and stick. Without the jam. There's no jam there.
There's really no jam to be concerned about, and what they should be doing is taking ice.
Well, I mean, theoretically.
One rock's not a jam that's going to hurt them, though, Jason. If they jam on the red one in the back or the yellow one on the back line, that yellow one that's in the 12-foot now will still be second shot. And the shooter, of course, will be the shot rock. So nobody really cares what happens to that red rock once it goes beyond that yellow rock. And Rick is taking what I think is probably a little too much ice for Magic to come with her out turn down and hit that red rock. So we'll see.
How much swing are we been getting on takeout weight rocks?
Some, but I don't think this much. Of course, the wall sheets are always a little different. Sometimes it feels like you're curling in a half pipe.
True.
The further away you get from the center line, the more swing you get back toward the center line. Here comes Magic Jones. The sweepers are on the rock pretty much right out of her hand.
And it does look a little bit down weight.
Magic doesn't throw huge
They're
hit weight.
Off the sweep.
They have stopped sweeping, and they're going to go right through.
That's unfortunate.
That's a shame. So red steals 1 on sheet A in the second.
Did that do anything?
We are attempting to switch up some
I entered
some
the
things,
steal
and it's
of
hard to
1.
tell if it has done anything yet.
You have to hit enter when you...
So Jason has updated the score on sheet A. While we're waiting for the lead rocks, I will report that on sheet B, yellow took 3 in the second, And on sheet C, Fantastic Four is about to draw for 2.
I need to switch over to
So the lead rock is away, and it's pretty much going into the wall. On sheet A, the red lead rock, and it has not reached the hog line. So they've chucked it back to their skip. That can happen, of course, on wall sheets at 8 in the morning or with
really anytime.
inexperienced leads. So when you have all 3 of these situations in the same event, it's not unreasonable to expect you might get some hogged rocks. Obviously, many of these teams are doing fine all the same. Hello, Greg Wolf 7. I'm sorry, I don't know how long your comment has been sitting there. I'm glad we're sounding a lot better. And the score on sheet B is yellow Fitzgerald 3 to red Burns 1. After 2. They are in the third end at the moment.
Was that Yellowstone on sheet A? Or was it on?
We're not sure what happened on sheet A because we weren't looking.
This one looks like it's a little bit better weight, and it is going to settle towards the back of the house and remains in.
Red has, as Jason said, drawn to the back of the house, which is fine for now when both
Magic is going for a draw
number
in.
1 rocks have gone through
T-line.
or been hogged. That's a fine rock, but it's not really a stealing rock. Magic appears to be trying to freeze to it. We heard a comment that the second on Magic Jones's team has a very long slide and only released the line just when it looked like he was getting dangerously close to the hog line. So well done him.
Jacobson from Rocky and Broomwinkle is calling for a takeout shot. Just made
That yellow rock is sitting shot, did not get the freeze all the way down to the red rock, of course. So he's trying for the hit. If Magic gets lucky, he'll jam.
Yeah, I don't think Magic actually called for the freeze. Looking at where she had placed her broom beforehand, it looked like she was wanting for the draw to about where she got it. So it's an interesting choice.
But there's the jam we were just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Always a danger. And yellow, looks to me like yellow remains shot.
I believe so. Magic calling for the hit.
Just calling for the hit and trusting that her second will not jam as the Jacobson second just did. That looks to me like she was a little ways outside the broom.
Yeah.
And Magic called the sweepers right off, and that rock is a flash, an air ball, as we say. Meanwhile, the third end proceeds on sheets B and C, and we have highlights on the television from the 1-2 game in the Tournament of Hearts last night, in which Team Canada defeated Team Saskatchewan in 11 ends, as we frankly all suspected they would, but nevertheless, it would have been nice to see Saskatchewan pull that one out.
And Jacobson got the hit they were looking for off the Yellowstone, although they did roll out of the house.
So Magic is calling a hitting end.
It can be kind of difficult to play these hit games because once you start flashing, it really gives the other team an opportunity to start piling up stones in the house.
Well, there's that, of course, as you say, once you start flashing, as the Jones second has done again.